We're live.
We're live.
We're live for one more turn too early. For one turn too early. I don't know what we're calling this special edition.
Way too many turns too early.
Way too many turns too early because we are doing this at 1 o'clock. But
2 hours earlier than usual.
Although we are late for being early.
We are late for being early, but we are early
for being late.
It's a bit weird.
It's archaeologists and
it's
time.
A weird situation, basically. This is what's up.
Yeah, this is what's up. Let me just I'll do the sound check.
While
you tell everybody who we are.
Yes.
And why we are.
This guy doing the sound check. Angus Dr. Randomol, assistant professor here at the Leiden University Center for Digital Heritage.
Very much so.
And this guy, Ymir Politopoulos, lecturer at the Faculty of Archaeology in the Archaeology of the Ancient Near East. And together, and with some other people as well, we are Value. And we are doing this because this is the thing we do. We're streaming one more turn and one more turn.
This is not the only thing we do.
No, but this is what we do now.
I teach digital humanities. You teach.
I teach
a lot of stuff.
Yes,
from all over.
All of the Near Eastern stuff.
You teach Near East. You teach complex stuff.
Yeah,
I
teach empires.
Yeah, man. And I mostly teach how to do stuff with computers if you're a humanist.
Yeah. Which is very hard for humanists to do.
Yeah.
Things with computers, that is.
Yeah.
So this is who we are. And we are also both parts of the Value Foundation. We're doing stuff with computers.
Yes, for sure.
And with games.
Mostly, particularly with games.
Yeah.
So that from a technical point of view, what we end up doing with computers is not very difficult. Although...
What do you mean? Playing games is difficult?
There's this literacy.
I have a feeling that this has been out of. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Now at least.
Finally.
We still have this figment of reality shining through.
Yeah.
Which is this dirty little reality bit.
Oh,
that's why we. It is actually streaming is I think a technical affair.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I mean, we are pros now. We're Twitch affiliates.
Yes.
And we got here through a long time testing of what it actually works.
Yeah, right.
What it actually works like to be streaming in an office.
I have intense appreciation now for the people doing this for a living.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even more so for people that do this for a living while not really earning a living at the same time.
As well, it's crazy.
Sometimes in the depths of our Twitch despair, we look at that counter and we see a couple of fellow explorers of the past through video games joining us. But I can only imagine that if you undertake this as like this, the streaming is what I'm gonna do, and in the beginning it must be super hard because every streamer starts with no followers.
Yeah, with low numbers. Or
exactly.
With no numbers.
Well, exactly with no numbers because you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And if those don't start ticking up,
it must be insanely stressful.
all those
hard.
major stars, the ninjas of the world. I mean, hats off to you. It's super difficult what you're doing, but especially to those people right now streaming like us.
Yeah.
With very few viewers.
Even more hats off.
Even more hats off to you. And I hope that you're still enjoying yourself, which is what we are doing here.
Oh, definitely. So what are we doing here?
We are playing
Civilization. Come on.
We are playing Civilization.
Oh, yes.
Which is always enjoyable, but it's particularly enjoyable when we're doing it together.
Yes.
Wait, we need a bro laugh. We need a bro laugh sound.
We don't have it.
Well, well, crickets then.
Okay.
No, this is not the wah-wah, this is the crickets.
I know, this is the crickets. We don't have a wah-wah.
We have a wah-wah, but I don't want to bro love us with the wah-wah.
Fair enough.
Bro love! No, that's not very good.
So let's, you explain what our series is. I get into the game.
We are playing Civilization turn by turn by turn, as one is
as it was meant to be played.
Exactly. And there it is. There is our Civilization.
Yes.
And this is our second series. We played through our first series that if you're really into the stuff that we do, you can watch all of it on YouTube.
Yes.
Like all of it. 36 hours plus one when you do the recap of it. It was intense. It took place over the spring, the summer, and a good deal of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And still we hadn't had enough because Civilization, Firaxis, the developer of Civilization, came out with a new expansion. An expansion that we actually already hinted at during our last season that we were really missing some aspects here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the aspects was diplomacy in a meaningful way, but also climate change.
climate change
and nature doing things.
Yep.
And that is really what this expansion is about, as well as having added a couple of, I think, really cool civilizations. My favorite one of which we're actually playing. So no offense, Hungary and all those other civilizations, Incas that have joined, and some other wonderful ones, but Maori.
Yeah.
And I'm liking them more and more and more because we are owning this game. Because we were saying in the beginning, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't. Maori, it's a bit, bit of a weird mechanic. Maybe we shouldn't be playing. We should probably not be playing a king because we're not exhibition civilization players by any margin of imagination.
Exactly.
But I feel that with Maori, the way that we set up right now, we could have easily aced king.
Oh, easy. Especially how things have happened.
Happened is where we were nicely couched on an island together with some city-states to the north and the Zulu to the south. The Zulu no longer.
The Zulu exists no more.
And while I'm talking about that, I have to make a correction. A horrible correction. I've been passcode.
You've been passcode.
I've been passcode. We were talking about the Zulu, and we did say that we didn't really know much about the Zulu, except for what we read about ethnography, a little bit, old ethnographies, and some movies that we saw. And I didn't even remember the name of the movie, which was Zulu.
Yeah.
And it was not the miniseries Shaka, as I thought it was.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I know so little, you didn't even pretend to know something.
I wouldn't pretend to know this.
But you knew so little, I knew so little of it that I didn't even realize that Shaka never engaged in the Anglo-Zulu Wars. I thought that was his major moment in history. And that is really because what happened was, this is really where pop history gets you. Because you think you know something.
Yeah.
Like I was sure that I had this knowledge of these these famous battles that the Zulus had against the British troops, in which they were just out-strategized and outgunned them, in a sense, not necessarily with guns, with troops. And I connected that to the other thing that I knew about the Zulus, mostly from Civilization. Shaka, this avatar of Zuluness. And I just connected the two. I thought, like, of course this guy was part of those wars. But according to John Allen Pascoe, one of our frequent viewers on YouTube, not on the stream necessarily itself, he pointed out that no, Shaka was not there.
Nope, as a matter of fact, nope.
That in fact the type of strategies that were deployed during those major battles against the British probably were sort of doctored out by Shaka.
Yeah.
Or at least he could imagine that. So that's a big correction on my part, and also just shows you that we're just working with this knowledge base.
Yeah.
That it's not always correct because it is.
I mean, we only know so much.
That's also why we have this other little neat thing this season, the wiki crutch.
Yes, which you can see up there. Now it's not really part of the UI, but it will become. It's up there.
Yeah, exactly. So every time we have to really look something up, and in this case we probably should have looked up more. We should have wiki crunched ourselves. Then we will indicate that. Yes. So this far we're 7 hours in now.
Yeah, something like that. No, we're 6 hours in.
No. We've had. Yeah, okay, we're 6
hours in. This will be the 7 and 8.
So we're at basically a 3 point something crutch per hour.
Let's. I want to talk about this, as I told you.
About the crutch?
About Wikipedia.
Cool.
But
first
before,
yes, exactly.
let's see what happened here, because I played a couple of turns.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, and as expected, as it was known by the game, these tiles would flood because we were next to the river, and we knew that these tiles would flood. But we constructed a dam over here, a dam district, which is a new addition with Gathering Storm.
Yeah.
And actually the flood was mitigated, so it didn't cause any.
You can actually see the waters flowing against
flowing against the dam over here, which is great. It's a nice addition.
It's a nice addition. So
even though I don't think the flood would happen from here to there, but the other way around.
So from a topographical point of view, it would almost have to happen that way.
Here?
Well, yes. I'm not saying that this is entirely correct, but if you look at I do a lot of topography when I make my Minecraft maps, as you know.
I know.
And I do know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that this is entirely natural terrain, but since that lake is relatively small and has no natural outlet to sea, it is definitely, I think it's an elevated lake. And you can even see this a little bit, I think,
on the side.
On the river itself. Oh no, you can actually see it's flowing the other way.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I would expect the flood to happen.
This is actually sort of terrain generation, like they do in Civilization, is really hard.
Yeah,
because
I can imagine.
When we make our Minecraft maps, we just hand sculpt them. Quite literally. We use a little bit of automation, but for the rest, we hand sculpt them. Yeah, and even then, it's hard to make things. I had to make a river for Wales. It wasn't flowing the right way all the time.
Yeah, it is hard, man.
But I do think that this river actually ends in the sea over there. We can look that up later.
We can look it up later, but it's interesting though. It's interesting how they added this mechanic, like the flooding, and also the counter to it.
I could still see how heavy rainfall from the sea coming in
would flood this lake that ends.
That to me would have been the next step. Yeah, is some more weather in there, like actual weather effects. So we would have seen clouds over here, rain coming down. Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Let's have a look at the terrain over here. So it does end to the sea. Yeah, actually, or
it does, because over there is a little canal that we've created. Yeah.
So it should flow that way.
By the way, we're now in 840 AD.
840.
Yes.
Oh man, we're doing fast.
Oh, but I still want to say that this canal over there exists for a long time already.
This canal exists.
Those are some major canal works.
Yeah, this is insane.
Like a whole city on top of a canal.
This is tough, man.
That's you don't just do that.
No.
I can't wait for the moment that we finally get to plunk down a nice geothermal energy.
Yes, we should. Oh, that would be great.
That will be great. We've saved it for.
Meanwhile, as we pointed out last time, this dam over here still has this weird ancient Greek style buildings, but also this kiosk. Like this, it doesn't make much sense to me.
They came with the dam. It wasn't enough to just have a little dam. No. They needed to plunk some temples next to it.
Which is a bit...
What's this thing again that we're building over there? Over yonder in the lake?
Huiteokali.
This
is Huiteokali, which is great. Let's do some research.
I like how they're constructing it. I can talk a little bit about Huiteokali later if we finish it.
I think we will.
But first, let's get to our...
Let's get this thing going for a little bit.
We were gonna go for... I think we will have to go for stirrups.
Stirrups, you think?
Or machinery.
Yeah, let's. But,
I could see us getting 3 archers, but we don't really want to get more military units.
We're not gonna get archers, no. It's unlikely that we're getting archers because as you might have noticed,
I would change it around to feudalism, and then after that go for
feudalism.
Yeah, for stirrups. It used to called chivalry.
Chivalry, yeah.
Go for stirrups, and then afterwards we can go for gunpowder.
Right. Because as you can see, we have a military emergency. We need to defend against Poundmaker over here.
We have to defend Ulundi.
Yeah.
From Poundmaker. Basically, we were targeted for a resolution. This is new. Emergencies were already in there. Yeah. But we were targeted for a resolution.
Emergencies were introduced in the first expansion of Civilization 6. And now we were targeted via political.
There's this diplomatic way of getting into an emergency.
Exactly.
And somehow Poundmaker got into his over his head.
Yeah.
Because really, he's not gonna do much against us.
No, like we have this fleet over here that sort of has stopped his advance towards our cities. But even if he had made it, we have quite a decent army of Toas waiting for him.
Yeah.
So
I would bring some of them even back now.
We got an era score.
That's nice. We get a little bit of a bonus because we have foresight.
Yeah.
We have foresight.
Meanwhile, we're getting a new scientist. Again, 67 faith. These holy sites, districts, faith adjacent spawn provide science as well.
Ooh, that's good.
Who's
Hildegard of Bingen? Wiki-crutch me.
Boom, 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 boom.
This sounds like an interesting person because he sounds like a woman. Hildegard. He sounds German. Hildegard von Bingen. I would have gone for von. That would have been more. All right, there we go. I know almost nothing about Catholic saints.
I have no idea about Catholic saints.
You're Orthodox?
I was raised Orthodox.
I was raised Protestant, so between us we have zero knowledge about Catholic saints.
But we have equal hatred as per historical...
We have equal, yes, exactly.
As history goes, Orthodox and Protestants don't really like the Catholics.
Exactly. It's,
which is interesting.
We did not learn much about Catholic saints in my Protestant element.
No, exactly.
Hildegard of Bingen, or von Bingen, also known as Saint Hildegard and Sibyl of the Rhine, was a German Benedictine abbess, a writer, composer, philosopher, Christian mystic, visionary, and polymath. He sounds like kind of person. He's considered to be the founder of scientific natural history in Germany.
Oh, wow.
And she was born in 1098.
Jeez.
That is something else.
Impressive.
It is. So she has...
He sounds like one of those women of history that we don't really know about, but seems to be extremely important.
Right. Whenever we hear about... We have the concept of the Homo Universalis, which is of course a Renaissance concept. Is the universal man.
Yeah.
But there were a human, of course. You can also translate homo as human, but man mostly.
But they were meaning they meant.
But this is an example of a universal woman before the time that we were even recognizing universal women or universal persons. And I have to say, I think it's neat. I think it's really neat that she's in there.
It's great. I didn't know.
This is maybe my favorite great person in our 2 series so far.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very impressed.
I mean, we had some. I mean, Sun Tzu, the generals that we had.
We had some
pretty
interesting
cool.
people, but she looks.
This is somebody I didn't know about, who's in there.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel that they should have put this in this. They should have put their great people in the Cyclopedia as well.
There are none of them using there.
Well, check it out. I don't think maybe before I have to be passcode again.
I can't see.
Go for the quirk. Yeah, there we go. Type her name.
What was her name again?
Hildegard. Oh, she's there. Oh,
there
good.
We go.
Oh my lord, they're all in there. Well,
probably.
It's a good thing that you checked me.
Yeah. Declared by some the greatest woman of her time, Hildegard was a Benedictine abbess, philosopher, liturgical poet and composer, botanist and herbalist, polymath, mystic. She had visions of human...
I feel somebody should have referenced Wikipedia here.
It reads like Wikipedia. And in time a saint. She was born in 1098, the daughter of a minor knight. When she claimed to have visions, the family packed her off to the monastery at Mount St. Disibode at the age of 8, there to be instructed by the blessed Utah for the next decade. When she was 18, she became a nun. So I guess all this stuff are also in Wikipedia.
In here, yes. Which is a nice little segue into Wikipedia.
Exactly.
Which
meanwhile, I'm gonna use
your play, and then we can talk a little bit about.
I'm gonna use your vast knowledge to acquire 67 faith, and this district will also be giving us science bonus.
Yeah, that's really good.
Great. That's
because
really
we actually didn't have a campus. Did we already have?
We have a campus. I feel like.
But this is now going to really boost our.
It's gonna be really
research.
Good. Yeah, be really good.
Yeah, we both were discussing via the Slack, which is this magical communication platform that Value communicates through.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want and you're really into the stuff that Value does, then you can even become a member of our Slack channels.
I'm sorry, I don't want to give up my.
No,
I really don't want to.
No, especially not because we have other stuff to give you, like Amber. Or give him some pearls. We don't need 2 pearls. Anything that we've got double, that doesn't really work out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna get some raffles, which is nice.
Ask for open borders as well.
Yeah, I will.
Or join ongoing war. We could even set him up to.
No, that's fine. We don't really need him.
No, very good.
There, some negotiation took place.
Ask make him friendly.
So friendship.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, we can't because, of course, we are in between turns. Turns.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that we were discussing was Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And you were saying something interesting about Wikipedia.
Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about is that we have this concept of Wikicrats. Indeed, we have to look up stuff that we don't know. And recently, I was asked to join a course on science communication at the Faculty of Archaeology, and I proposed as part of the curriculum of this class, one of the assignments would be for a student to pick a Wikipedia entry and go in there and make it a little bit better. So, and it was received with sort of mixed...
by whom?
Mostly by other faculty members, but also by students often, because as it is quite known by now, one of the first things that people tell you when you enter the university is never reference Wikipedia. Never look at Wikipedia. And this has created this fear in our students that they really never look up Wikipedia.
No.
And often they are making grave mistakes because they are not looking at Wikipedia.
Exactly. I wish they start with Wikipedia. You know what?
Yes.
Real talk. Whenever I'm researching something new, for my classes or for my own research, I often start with Wikipedia.
Exactly. I mean,
I like 9 times out of 10 I start.
I also, and I was discussing this the other day with some students, that when I have to present, I have to talk now about these urban societies of the Near East, and I'm talking about 7, 8 completely different settings and topics. I can't just download information in my head.
Not yet.
Even
Digital
though,
Humanities is working on that.
Thank you. Even though I am familiar with the topic, I just need to look up the information.
Yeah.
Right. So where is a better place than Wikipedia?
Well, there are a couple of, maybe from one perspective, better places. Of course, the idea is Wikipedia is this encyclopedia that is created as a wiki, which means by everybody that wants to contribute, which is, I think, where the root of the fear comes from.
Yes.
I mean, there's already this sort of thing that don't reference the encyclopedia for your papers.
Yeah.
Even, but I would say it's even better to start referencing Wikipedia than an encyclopedia, because an encyclopedia is often very much still contained and one-sided in its knowledge. And I think, okay, what you don't want to do is reference Wikipedia when you're unsure about the knowledge that you're reading there. And maybe, 9 out of 10 times, you should be double-checking the information that you read. And great way to do that is right there in Wikipedia. It's called check the talk page. The talk page. You can see the talk page, and if there's major discussion going on about a topic that is covered in this page, it gives away that there's probably more sides to the story, and that what's maybe on the front page of Wikipedia is not the only truth, at least, or maybe it's not even the truth, because who knows who wins out with in an editorial race in Wikipedia. It's if there's no official editors involved, it could be a political minefield, it could be an ideological minefield, it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
But still, then it's much better than just trying to come up with, as really the Zulu example showed.
Yeah.
I should have looked this up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Didn't, because I thought I knew, but it's better to maybe, and also we're ongoing in the stream, so you don't want to look up everything.
No, exactly.
But yeah, if you have the time, you're writing a paper, you're doing research, you're doing a lecture, look up Wikipedia.
Look at that also, because in many ways, this concept of producing knowledge via co-authorship and co-curation
in the crowd, it's a democratic principle.
Can be a very fundamental way of moving forward, of making knowledge.
Transforming knowledge. Yes, for
exactly.
Sure. In a way, because I think one of the interesting things is that if we want to keep this discussion, get it back to civilization again, the first Civilopedia was written by 2 authors, basically.
Yeah.
It was written by Ymir and by Bruce Shelley, the other developer of civilization.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the authors of the text, the information that you read there. Now, we don't really know who is the author of the Civilopedia.
No, they don't really reference. I guess if we look at the credits, there would be the names of the people who work there, but we also don't really know what is what.
Yeah. And I have to say that often the Civilopedia entries are quite well written, better than often Wikipedia entries are written. But I still wonder, why not also give a link to the Wikipedia page in the Civilopedia page? They do this, for example, in Europa Universalis or Crusader Kings. They often have, if there's actual historical factor, I often give a link to a wiki page.
Yeah.
I think that's just, you don't have to only do that. I understand that you want to have some control over the type of knowledge that flows into your game, but also provide this link right there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's our brand new city. Just got flooded the moment I made the farm.
Oh, that's rotten.
that is not very nice. And we had a casualty as well.
There weren't too many people living there to begin with.
No, exactly.
Well, actually 4. So it wasn't too bad.
Nah, okay.
But
let's remake this farm though.
But Civilization 1 had this very monolithic view of knowledge.
Yeah.
And you can already see in the Civilopedia entries that knowledge itself is transforming because there's clearly much more access to it. It's much more multi-authorial. It is in fact, as we just referenced, it is in fact that entry that we just read was based partly on Wikipedia, clearly. Because this is the first, I'm sure that they're not going to delve into the history books for every single...
Unlikely, I would say.
In fact, I think that we've also read a very bad one last season.
Yeah.
The Heritage one.
And you can feel free to just go there and check it out.
Check it out. It's somewhere...
very interesting.
Yes. Somewhere towards the end, because Cultural Heritage comes towards the end.
Yeah.
But you can already see how we have this transformation of knowledge in civilization itself already. I think that's a really good idea, and I do think that is the way that we should be starting to think about knowledge. And I do think that Wikipedia, and in particular a project in which you let people that are some form of specialists, like students, they already know.
Yeah, they already know their stuff for their, for example, thesis or something.
To go in there and edit and be part of this knowledge creation effort, and to be, to not applaud that, I think is a deeply troubling aspect of the ivory tower type of knowledge that is still very much present in some of our colleagues.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, not to sort of say Wikipedia is the holy grail.
No, it's
problems with it.
There are a ton of problems with it, but we can make it better, and that's the whole point. That all of us can make it better.
And you know what? There's even, I think, an obligation to make it better.
Yes.
I often do this when I'm just browsing through Wikipedia, and I know for sure that something is not right. I end up editing it as well.
Yeah.
And I often double check if it is really, if I'm right or not, because I often believe I'm right when I'm wrong. Just ask Haley. And you know why it's important? Because lots of people end up reading Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But aside from that, lots of knowledge projects, especially on the digital humanities side, end up using a lot of Wikipedia to, for example, show there's a very well-known project which is called Histograph, I think it's called. Histograph.io, yes, exactly. Histograph.io.
Wait a minute. Before we go there,
wait. Okay. Let me finish.
I will let you finish.
Histograph.io, entirely based, this entire visualization of the entire history of Earth, actually of the whole entire universe, is based on information from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That's where they automatically take the information from.
Yeah.
And then they put it into a graph. Yeah. So it's immensely important that we add to knowledge as part of the crowd, as part of a democratization of knowledge.
Yes.
All right. That said, democratization, another nice segue into voting.
Into voting in the World Congress. Something happened again. Let's see what happened. This is so as we've seen in the World Congress, there are some standard intervals that you...
Otherwise I have to crouch down the whole entire time. Yeah, sure. There we go.
So there are some standard intervals that we get to vote, and then some emergencies. Now we are in one of these standard intervals. So, for trade policy, we select an outcome for this resolution. Either trade routes sent to the chosen player provide +4 gold to the sender. The chosen player receives +1 trade route capacity. Cancels any international trade routes between other civilizations and the chosen player, and embargoes any new ones from starting. Maker has voted towards this outcome.
I'm guessing he's voting towards himself.
I think so, and I'm like kind of tempted to screw him over and say...
Also, I think we don't have many international trade routes with other civilizations. So it's for us, we don't. Yeah. So you want to screw him over and just say, "Hey, pound maker."
Hey, pound maker. We choose a target. Then we go for pound maker.
So you want to go like well in here?
Like 3, or yeah, I think.
Go for.
I'll go for 4 votes.
All right.
And then urban development treaty plus 100% production towards building this.
One of the things that I think is a bit problematic is we can't really see here who they're targeting.
No, exactly. We don't know. We sort of guess.
Yeah.
We guess that they are targeting those. For here, we can say...
which is weird, because you would know this in any sort of world conference.
Yeah. No buildings can be created in this district. We don't want to...
limit our own options right now.
No.
Let's go for... we would be, for example, campuses
or
harbors.
I would go for campuses or harbors, indeed. One of the two. Let's go for campuses.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give 1 vote to this.
Yeah, I think that's... Well, give 2 because otherwise we're gonna be outmaneuvered.
Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Yes, we submit this, so we have 4 votes and 2 votes. We have an unmet player. Elected outcome 5 and 5 cancels. So we passed our own.
Yeah. And in fact...
even though it was 5 and 5.
So,
because they had different targets, of course, and we had 1 target, so that's great. We got it. He doesn't get any international trade routes, and we got this one as well.
We have a lot of diplomatic power at the moment.
Yes, a lot. Yeah, relatively, I guess we have a lot. Now we have the Reformed Church. Do we want to go for theocracy?
Let's have a
or
look.
we are now in monarchy. And we can go for Merchant Republic or Theocracy.
I actually think that monarchy is suiting us well. I mean, I would only change it for the slots.
Yeah, exactly, because we
Then
have 3 military.
Then I would change it to Merchant Republic.
Yeah, because we get production.
Exactly, and we also have the flexibility of making that one a military.
Yeah,
I do feel just in general that we don't really lose any housing levels because we don't have any walls except maybe in...
We have 1 or 2 walls, but that's fine, nothing major. And here, I mean, yeah, whatever.
We don't really we're not doubling down on faith.
No, so let's go for this.
Oh yeah.
We keep this, I feel, the +1 amenity for cities with a garrison unit.
Yeah.
Growth and 3 loyalty per turn for cities not on your original capital's continent. Oh, that's good because now we do have the colony, and we're gonna make a few more. 100% district adjacency
put that in the economic policies anyway.
Yeah. And then we have 2 wildcard policies.
So let's have a small look at diplomatic league.
Which one?
First envoy, because we...
Oh yeah, this is good.
Not so much anymore. We have already sent
Okay.
first envoys to many of them.
Towards spies, we don't care. +1 gold from each of your envoys at 6 states.
We're very flush, so we don't have to focus on gold. We have 125.
Yeah. Governors provide +2 loyalty, we don't care.
Trade route to an ally city. We don't have an ally, unfortunately. No. +2 influence point. I think that's probably good.
And then, let's see what we get.
Do we want to we can get some more great people in?
We don't have international trade routes, do we? Well, we have some.
We could.
We could, and that's good. I think we should go for this. And then, we have this now. We can still get the civil prestige.
Oh yeah, let's do that, or switch it out with colonial offices because we don't really have that many. We just have 1 city.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not bad, but not super good either.
And which one did you want to go?
Let's see if we can get some great people in. Or in fact, actually, oligarchic legacy is also not too bad in this war situation.
Yeah, let's put this for now, and then we change it up.
Yeah.
Next time, this Stoa can be fortified here. This guy can go make a pasture here. I feel.
Well, there's a farm right there. We want to connect the farms up together.
Yeah, true. Cool.
And buy some more workers over here.
I will. Here we can do humanism to finally start moving forward a little bit with this. We haven't earned the great artist.
Is the enlightenment, is that new?
No. City has to attack here.
It was already right. It was already there right last time.
Yeah.
Hey, where are they?
They decided to reach our...
Oh, they decided to just go for it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but they are not gonna have too much fun.
No, clearly not.
Here, I wonder, we have this, we don't have it yet. We have moved a governor in the city, right?
Well, we can check in the governor's screen. We have Opango and Whanganui. We have
Opango.
Here,
Opango. Yeah. Because what are the fisheries?
The fisheries are the boats.
Oh, so just because it says can construct the fishery improvement.
Oh, right. No, you're right. No, sorry. The boats are the fishery boats.
Yeah, so what's the...
Fishery. We're built with a server. Okay. So where can I... Requirements, sorry. Let's have a look at the requirements. Sailing, coast and lake.
Okay.
So I guess that we can literally make as a special zone, can make a fishery.
Yeah, but we don't have sailing yet or what? We do. Right? Right.
These... Yeah. What's up here? No, I guess it's an improvement. It's not the fisher boats. So
no, it's a fishery improvement.
So it's another zone. So an improvement is a... I think you can just make a fishery with a worker.
You think so?
I think so. Within the... Because otherwise it would have shown up.
I'm just gonna buy a worker and see what's
Yeah.
Purchase. I'm sorry I have to do this, but I can't see.
I can bring this a little bit back, and then people won't hear my booming voice as nicely. Sorry for the horrible sound that will now take place in in the video. And let me actually just go back a little bit.
He's gonna be back. Don't worry.
I will be back.
We're not losing him.
Out of existence. Wait. This is annoying, but it has to happen.
Yes, it does happen.
I guess.
I will have another look for the fishery. Coast and lake usage. Oh yeah, it says build by builder. Of course, I'm an idiot. So then, meanwhile, we're gonna be making a lighthouse here or something, or a university at the campus.
University is where we get the bones for it.
Yeah, so let's go for this one then.
Yeah.
I got a builder in Ulundi. I'm not very smart. It's okay.
It has to go somewhere else.
It has to go to Opango.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was confused because I was looking at Ulundi for whatever reason.
Do we still? We could put more farms down there as well. You could build by many more.
Yeah,
workers.
I will.
Hey, finally!
Hojo Tokimune of Japan, a humble disciple of Bushido.
Yeah. For us, this is a little while ago, so I also genuinely forgot that we went for Japan.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten. It's an honor to meet you, my good friend. Let's exchange ideas in our capital.
Yeah, Japan was already there in the first version of Civilization 6.
Yes.
So it's a new. It's not a new arrival. We, in that sense, we didn't go entirely for new arrivals.
No.
The Inca are new in our game. Mali is new in our game. And the rest, and of course Maori that we play.
Yes, we made our first university.
Hey, we became the first to meet all the civilizations of the world. I didn't expect it at all.
Oh,
I guess maybe nobody met the Zulu.
Nobody got to meet the Zulu, yeah. Boom.
Boom.
We are getting another golden age.
That's the horrible thing about civilization, is that we are literally laughing about genocide.
Yeah.
There's no other way to turn it than that we committed. I mean, it's very much part of the game, blah blah blah. But we committed genocide.
Yeah.
Obliterated a people, a civilization from the face of the earth. And it's still funny to us.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's messed up?
It is a little bit messed up.
It is a little bit messed up, right?
I mean,
and that to me is the whole messed up thing with civilization. is that it's such a colorful game, and haha, look how we beat the Zulu, like they're gone, nobody got to meet them. It is horrible. I mean, often we make light of horrible things that happened in our past, or we think less of them as a horrible thing that has happened. Nobody speaks of, in the Western world anyway, of the horrible things that were happening, for example, during what we refer to as the time of troubles, or the War of the Three Kingdoms in China, which was a massive, like, horrible atrocity that was visited upon humankind. We in a particular corner of the world, but still humankind. We think about, sometimes a little bit, about the Native Americans being wiped, not off the face of the earth, but wiped off most of the lands that they were actually inhabiting before. But we don't really talk about it as like this major atrocity for us, even though we were, in fact, European nations were very much the ones doing this. Yeah. Because it's so far in the past. And that there's some border there when it comes to the past and how far back it is to make us realize how bad something is. And that is exacerbated by the fact that this game is just so playful and colorful and haha.
It's sort of this Disney feeling that we discussed before.
Yeah, it's a Disney feeling, exactly.
In many ways, I have to say though, we as archaeologists tend to do that, right? In some ways, in the sense that I've excavated in my life tens of graves. Yeah. That in any given other context, if you would say, hey, I dug up 5 people the other day, and I found like this guy had died because an arrow was in his chest.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like, yes, I found this arrowhead
in
between his like lungs. What?
Yeah. What? It becomes this point, this interesting thing, especially people who study skeletons, is like, what did they do to him? Where were the fractures? What? Like, sometimes maybe not in that excited voice, but sometimes in more like, really, that's where the fractures were, and still at the same time thinking it's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say though, I don't know how it is with you. There's this thrill of the discovery and this thrill of investigation, but for me there's always still this empathetic link to this human being.
It is. I'm
not an osteoarchaeologist, and I know for sure that many people that are osteoarchaeologists, especially ones that have been trained recently or right now, do definitely have this empathetic link to the people that they're investigating.
I mean, this sort of empathy, for the first time I went during the end of my first year at the university, I went to this excavation on a Hellenistic cemetery. Maybe I've said in the last time this story as well, but I'm gonna say it now anyway. To this Hellenistic cemetery, and we were excavating tombs and graves every day. And one day we indeed found somebody with an arrowhead in their chest. And we were thrilled, and personally I was thrilled. Like, it was my first year, I was excavating this amazing site and we're finding all this amazing stuff, even like some golden stuff, and like my first excavation ever I found. Wow. I was like, whoa!
Yeah, you did talk about this.
Yeah. So we find this guy, and one of our workers, who was a local worker, he was like, you guys are laughing, but somebody lost their father. And we were like, whoa.
Yeah.
And there was probably a tragedy around this. Like, somebody had died pierced by an arrow.
You can never look back into the past. Maybe this was the guy that everybody hated.
Maybe.
but probably not. Probably this guy was a father, was a well-respected individual.
Or a young adult, like, son.
Yeah, exactly, somebody's son. It was probably a male, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't recall very well. But I mean, it is interesting how
they tend to be the males that are, get shot up with arrows.
But
not all
we
the
get
time,
desensitized by this.
At the same time, not, because I think really what is part of any sort of modern archaeology training is also this empathetic link, especially to human beings, but also just a respect for cultures in general.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, maybe it's because I was also anthropologically trained in the American sort of in the setting of the American indigenous focus of my research and studies.
Yeah.
But this is definitely part of it as well. So I think that we are people. I genuinely get excited by having taken out Zulus, because I know that in the game they would have tried to take out us.
Yeah.
But there is also in my feeling this recognition of like, Get them. You got them a monument. Buy them a monument.
I should buy them a
to
monument.
commemorate the horrible flood.
Really, and we still can make.
By the way, making another joke about it's half a joke about that 100,000 persons that lost their lives in the flood.
100,000. That's a lot of people.
Every single digit in civilization is to be looked at as 100,000 people.
Yeah, which is crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
We need to do something because the city is growing. But
I cannot really. I get a worker in there for sure. I cannot help but think that probably we are very few in number that actually think about the horrors of taking out another civilization, even in civilization. No.
What should we produce though?
I would like it to be a bit more horrible.
You would like to be a bit more horrible?
I like it to be a bit more horrible when you actually take out a civilization.
Yeah, no, it needs to be, it would be interesting if it was reflected as... We discussed last time how when we defeated the Greeks, how it, like the Zulus, it was shown just by these two...
people, these leaders, and then saying...
No, I mean the screen that you
events.
get.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you get these 2 feet of a statue, and then you say, this civilization is done
for.
And what are you looking at really? You don't really look at the destroyed civilization. You just look at the broken statue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is by proxy somehow, in a classical sense, of a reminder of a metaphor of a civilization that is no longer there anymore. Yeah. But it's a euphemism very much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel that it could be a bit. Civilization in general could be a bit more horrible at certain moments.
Because it still has to be played, you know?
And there's games that are horrible that are played.
Yeah, sure.
Frequently. With love. And there's, the type of games that sometimes I cannot even stand playing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a warrior coming our way.
Yeah, I know. That's why I placed the fleet here. Sort of.
This is once again, last season as well, these emergencies are kind of a dud.
They're like, oh.
they're like, they're supposed to make the game more exciting. In a little way they are. We're like, oh, the power breaker. But really, they just help us mostly.
Yeah.
Stevedores. All right. Begrudge me for the stevedore. I want to know what a stevedore is. That's...
Out and sing shanties all along the bustling wharfs in the harbor of Pang. Why did we get though?
I don't know. We get a nice little error score for having a person employed at a dock to load and unload ships. Okay. A stevedore.
Nice. So we can get military engineering now or not, and just go for banking, because then we can get a bank. Let's just take the military engineering. So we
takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make it happen.
Make it happen. So you go there, and you make officially.
Look at that! Oh no, no bomb.
No bomb. No. But we can when we expand here or other. No. Boom.
I think that's beyond the reach of our cities.
It will come in our reach at some point. I'm making this commercial hub here. Actually, this commercial hub is gonna be burned at some point to the ground.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
But exactly. For commerce, they should become merchants. You get people into the ground. Ooh. Anti-capitalist sentiments ringing. Yes.
Maybe now that we have this style, we can actually... No, all these temples need to be next to this.
Next door.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I know you're gonna burn down one of my beautiful forests for this.
No, I'm not. See, I'm not. I've made a promise to you that I'm not gonna burn your forests.
No forest, especially not for basilisks. Basilicas, not basilisks. No forest for basilisks. they definitely that's if you go into the forest, you will find a basilisk.
Yeah.
By the way, what is your completely different segue? What's your favorite D&D monster?
My favorite D&D monster?
Mine might be Basilisk. I really fucking love
I'm gonna be very predictable.
Alright.
I'm gonna say the Beholder.
Oh, good. That's a good... I think that's the nice thing about D&D. They get to be classical monsters. I mean, they're still...
Yeah, exactly.
Beholder is a bespoke D&D monster, I think.
Yeah.
Basilisk not. There's Basilisk is a sort of a folklore monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love... Beholder is one of those other ones because they're just... they're overcomable in combat, but they're also so very nasty and horrible. They can do horrible things to players.
Exactly. It's also one of these iconic, especially because I was trained in AD&D.
You were trained.
I was trained in
You were
AD&D.
classically schooled.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it is really one of these very iconic monsters of the early D&D.
What does this guy want?
He still wants.
No, we're not gonna share
No.
our influence. If you want, you can,
Why your open borders cost 4 gold and our cost nothing.
just give it to him.
Just for the sake, because I want to
The
be.
Inca will grant that we get to give them money.
Because I want to be friends with them as well.
So
Because with them we
the Beholder is definitely a classical D. It's probably in the first D&D already. Well, not the very first.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. Is it in the Gygaxian pantheon?
Of course.
Nice.
Of course.
Nice.
You make a little pasture here.
Seems good. So
You go here, make a fishery.
were you playing the type of campaigns that had many player deaths, or really were you always surviving?
No, because I was playing with my father and I was mostly surviving just for the sake of the story. For the most part, not always.
We tended to have some player deaths with types of friends that I was playing, but it wasn't like supposed to happen all the time. It was supposed to be meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've DM'd a lot of campaigns, and I'm generally not a fan of killing my
But the
players.
problem is with some D&D monsters, you get to. They are just so. They seem so like, okay, this is just a one monster that we can throw in there, but they just end up massacring your whole party. A Beholder could be like that, for example. Same with the Basilisk.
Yeah,
Same
for
danger.
sure.
One of my favorite D&D, also most unfavorite D&D moments,
Yeah.
is when my party, I wasn't DMing, I was
Mm-hmm.
playing. We walk into more or less a cookie cutter sort of dungeon beneath a temple. We were playing Chult, so there was a pyramid-like temple, and underneath there was this complex.
Mm-hmm.
And there basically weren't very much monsters walking around. There was just like some stuff, and we were walking around, and all of a sudden there's this monster that looks like a zombie, gets out like a water-drenched zombie, gets out of the pool, the sacred pool in the middle, and it's a drowner. And this drowner basically has this aura around you that makes you drown. So all of a sudden, the party was drowning, and we had to run into this aura, and basically we couldn't even fight the monster. We had to run into the party and get like people out, and then another party member was drowning again, and we had to just run in again. Absolute pandemonium, and we actually had to leave one of the players there because we were constantly getting killed. We were like, okay, we'll just take our losses. One player there, we're not kicking this guy because. Anyway,
did you ever have the player that was? I don't know how much you have DM'd, but did you ever have the player in your group that was sort of dumb, like doing things that you're like, you want to do what?
Every group has at least one player, and all players are dumb as well.
All players are dumb, but some players, like I had this player once that was, he was playing a barbarian, a half-orc barbarian,
he was also,
and it was really fitting because he just didn't get it. He was just like, but why can't I kill this thing? So he really had the mentality going for him as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just want to smash.
Oh no, not a half-orc, a dwarf. And once
that's fine as well. That's same deal.
And once they had opened this pit, like a really big pit at some point, and there was a door inside the pit. And I had this, it was inside the Basilica Church, and I had this whole idea that they had to lower the fucking chandelier and then walk on it and then get into the door down there.
Nice, like classical puzzle.
It had a nice puzzle twist in there. And they were sitting there trying to figure out what they had to do. And the dwarf is like, oh, it's easy, I'm just gonna jump, stick my axe as I jump on the wall, and then open the door and get in there, and then the rest can jump. And I'm like, what? You are like 150 liters, you are like, so you can't do that. It's
like, this is like
no,
Lord of the Rings Gimli style.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm gonna do this. And he jumps and crashes the thing like, oh, I'm actually falling. Like, yes, you're falling. So I sort of gave him this opportunity to punch it against the wall and sort of slide down.
That's a stone wall. You know?
And our half-orc barbarian then is like...
Oh wait, there were two barbarians.
Yeah, the other was a warrior.
Oh, the other was a dwarven warrior.
Yeah,
okay.
and the barbarian's like, I know, I'm gonna throw him another weapon. So he can grasp with both. It's like, throws his orc double axe down there. I'm like, guys, he's dead. He's not even dead, he's still falling.
Yes, he's still
This
falling.
pit has no end. So, I don't know what you're gonna do. You did it to yourself.
Yes.
Like imbeciles.
That's classic D&D for you.
I wanna make a holy site here.
Yeah, it seems we have a pantheon of the sea, so it might as well be a holy site that drowns now and again.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of Game of Thronesy style. I'm gonna make so many fisheries.
What do you mean, the Game of Thrones types? With the holy site?
With the iron, with the...
oh, sorry, yeah.
Islands.
Okay, I was like, yeah. They're drowning people, they're not drowning sites.
No, exactly. But they built them, their sites so far up so they wouldn't drown.
Yeah.
This has created a stalemate that I really like.
Yes.
This was the intention, so...
Yes. Ooh, there's
We have a builder. I'm not gonna cut down this forest, as you can see.
No,
I'm just gonna send him here and make a farm.
You probably at some point are gonna not make a farm there because XP have plenty of desert, so why not?
Yeah, we have some.
You can get some more.
I can make here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, let's go. You go here then. Our friend. This good builder over here. I want to expand. Here.
Yeah, just buy it. We get.
I don't think we
so
can
much
buy
money
so
in.
that far, right?
Oh, just yeah, you can.
Buy this. Buy this. Not buy this.
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, I now see what you mean. Sorry. No.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. So this guy can get keep for the turn and until we decide what we do with you. Boop, boop. What else? What else?
There's yeah, that we are really in we're in too good of a
An
shape.
embarrassment of riches.
Exactly, an embarrassment of riches.
We also have like, what can we purchase with faith?
Like
We can buy a shelter.
we could go
and-
really into. This is always one of the moments I could really go into with all the faith that I have. I could
Yeah.
really go into and just buy a lot of people and start like
building cities everywhere.
no, not city. Well, that too, or just start like using my faith-based units to just spread my religion everywhere.
We can do that.
But I'm never really interested.
I just find it boring. Like, for me, it doesn't make much sense. Your delegation is welcome.
Yes, exactly. Maybe we
My
should
Japanese friends.
send them a delegation as well for those 15 coins that it will take,
I will.
and make friends with
Pachacuti. Pachacuti has to be our friend.
Yeah.
He has to.
Yes.
I really like this movement here of archers and warriors for no reason.
For no reason, they're
Yeah.
just doing their drills. Military.
I mean, we have so much science that things are just happening really fast.
Go for gunpowder. We can start upgrading, or I could also see us build an armory at some point still. But
I'm gonna go for the
never a lumber mill, so that's not gonna happen.
No, so but we want the shipyard though.
Yeah, true. Go for shipyard.
And then the Venetian arsenal, which I think you would like.
Yes, true. Interesting. We are like a sea-based going thing, and we don't cut down for it.
No.
It's
How are we making our ships?
Yeah.
Unclear.
Oh, talking about RPGs, I not too long ago, I played Microscope.
Mm-hmm.
1 year ago. Microscope is this RPG in which you don't get to play individual characters, but you get to create histories.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you set out in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
is sort of like basic tenets for the game that you're playing. So
Yeah.
we were in fact playing a game in Archaeology.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously lots of seafaring.
Yeah.
At the same time, this world had no trees. So that ended up being. There was just this. I thought like I want to go up with like, oh, I'm gonna Caribbean this a little bit. So archipelagos, and then the next guy is like, no trees. I was like, and then he also realized like, oh wait a minute, that's really
Not gonna work. That's
there
not gonna
it was
work.
said no trees in our game.
No buxies. No buxies.
So then we had no trees in a game that was about archipelago. So we had to get very.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was like in some sort of Numenera kind of setting.
Okay.
So we had all sorts of other materials.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you end up in a game like an RPG, especially, you end up describing trees so often that you often just reference them. Like you walk through this like high vegetation, and it's like, but there are no